Hey everybody, this is Molly. Well, I'm back to show you some layouts I did. And I think I shared with y'all already, I went to a wonderful cropping weekend in Rain, Louisiana. It's the frog capital of Louisiana. Well, there's a claim to fame. Beautiful little city right outside of Lafayette. It was hosted by Treasured Memories. And thank you, Janet, for all you did for us. Anyway, these are the pages I made while I was at the crop. And I just wanted to share them with you. Now, what you'll see there is there's one of the, hold on just a second, let me start over. Okay, this right here, which is kind of crushed because I've had them piled up on each other, is some ribbon that I dyed with different colors of Lindy's Stamp Gang. Isn't that beautiful? And then this was a flower I've had for about 100 years or so. And some little die cuts that one of my friends there, Dana, had some dies that I borrowed and cut. Okay, there's one of the matte frames. See that I use some really old, I'm trying to use up my stash, so some really old tape measure, ribbon, and some pretty old lace, and then again some old flowers that, you know, were from Michael's and stuff. And then y'all may recognize this paper. It's from Bo Bunny, and I've had it for a while. Don't remember the name of the line. But what happened is I'm trying to rediscover the fun of my expression, Cricut expression. So I've been cutting out stuff. And this was an old one. It was on a, what is it called? Lovely Florals or something, I think is the thing, which that doesn't sound like the Cricut cartridge it would be on. But anyway, so I've learned the Cricut Craft Room because I was trying to talk myself out of buying the new Explorer. So I'm trying to actually use my expression, which I haven't used for a long time. Anyway, but I cut this out. I love the Cricut Craft Room. If y'all have not done it or have not joined that thing, and you're not a silhouette fan, oh my God, it's the easiest thing to do, and how am I so late getting on board? Anyway, and then of course I dyed it with different colors of Lindy's Stamp Gang. I don't know if you can see the shine, but it is so pretty. Anyway, and an old petaloo flower, or Michael's flower, I'm not sure. Some flowers tucked in, a little bit more lace. And then I actually had fun. I did a little stamping back here with the honeycomb to play up on the honeycomb or chicken wire look from the actual Bo Bunny paper. So I stamped there. And then Janet was sweet enough to exchange for me. She gave me this stencil, and I took the time to actually do the parts I want. And it's like art is just, and then it ended with experiences onto paper. So I love that stencil. Thank you, Janet. Okay, so that's the first 2-page spread. Hold on. The second one I did, which I had some sweet friends, Pam and Dana, just goo-gawing over this. They were being real sweet. But there's my Anna Griffin. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so what it is I just layered a couple of Anna Griffin pages that I got. And see, I put the pink underneath there, and then that black floral pretty. And just kind of slathered on some Anna Griffin die cuts. And of course stickled them. And then here's the flowers from probably Recollections. An old heart that I had button that I just, you know, cut off the back of and stuff. And then used some of the Anna Griffin die cuts there to make my page title. And then they had a contest at the little crop we went to. I'm saying little crop, it was over 200 women. But I didn't win, but I had fun entering. And one of the things you had to do was use the rayon ribbon, you know, the seam binding ribbon, and then Lindy's Stamp Gang, and a few other rules, you know, a couple of things you had to do. So here I just made a ribbon rose. Thank you, Karen, for the idea. You know, dyed it with some beautiful Lindy's Stamp Gang, and then just twirled it onto a gloober that Karen gave me. Thank you. A lot of die cuts, and that pretty old black lace. And then this was some birds I got on sale at Michael's. And these were some old metal pieces that I had gotten a long time ago, and some old buttons that were actually out of the jewelry department at Hobby Lobby. Isn't that pretty, a little thing? And then some really old velvet lace I had, and velvet old lace there. So I love this layout. Just couldn't be more drippy, old-fashioned-y, Anna Griffin-y. Okay, hold on. So let me get that one out of the way. Now the next one coming up, I actually spent a lot of time on because I was trying to challenge myself. I'm, you know, kind of a cut the paper, stick it down lady. So I was trying to actually do some more techniques. So this right here, I cut out, again with my expression. Isn't that pretty? I cut them out of that paper I was telling y'all about before that's, you know, from the art department. And it's just good and thick and really holds its shape. And then, of course, I embossed it with some Lindy's Stamp Gang embossing powder. Aren't those so pretty? Oh my God, it's just gorgeous. Now this embossing powder may actually be something I bought at Janet's store, but I know this one is Lindy's. Isn't the color just gorgeous? And then of course put a bunch of old flowers that I had on. These were from Michaels I got just recently. And then I used a pretty old button in there, tucked some buttons in. Just love that. Okay, now, here's where, everybody take just a minute. I want y'all to really appreciate all the work I did on this, because it took a long time. Of course, we were having fun gabbing. This is some old vintage lace from my mom. Isn't that pretty? And then these 3 edges were something I cut out with my Spellbinder edges I had gotten from Blitzy a while back, a good deal on. But I don't know if you can notice, this one has a perforated edge. You know, like little holes poked in it, and I actually stitched in there with pink embroidery thread. So I actually sewed, woo-woo. Okay, on this paper right here, of course I die cut the edge, or not die cut the edge, but use, you know, one of the Martha Stewart seam binding, stamped on here with the Kaiser Craft stamp. I love those stamps. Then I used some pretty tape measure paper, just something old out of my stash, and then layered some of the old pretty laces that I'd gotten from my mom. And then this is the piece of paper itself. But aren't those old laces just so pretty on there? And then coming over here, here's another one I cut out with a Martha Stewart punch. And look, I actually sewed it, just taking advantage of the holes that were there. Couldn't believe I took the time to do that. Again, here's some seam binding. I've got it all crushed. Sorry, these have been packed away, sitting in the heat, and I'll just finally got them out. Anyway, beautiful old piece of lace. It's lace trim that I got from a scrapbook store in Texas. But it is, you know, just one of the flowers cut out of it. And then some rayon ribbon I dyed with the Lindy Stamp Gang. Again, one of those old flowers. And then look at those pretty old buttons. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Big old pink button. And then some of the metal with the button on top. And then, what is that? Just some nestled, a petaloo flower. So there's my layout, Treasured Memories. Or Treasure Memories. Okay. The name of the store is Treasure Memories. So I was trying to play up on that. Didn't win the contest, so live and learn. Okay, anyway, and then the last of the double page layouts, I made the kind of the last night and morning we were there. I was just trying to hurry. And I had these frames that I'd bought from Hobby Lobby on sale. They're part of their paper studio line. And I just love them. They're just old metal frames. Well, I have them just glued down in the corner so I can actually put the pictures underneath. And then here's the one on this page. Okay, so let me see if I can show it back up. Now, what I did for this crop is I went online to Pinterest and Scrapbook.com and just, you know, saved myself a bunch of layouts to inspire me. So I would look at the layout real quickly and then put it away so I wouldn't be tempted to copy them. But in one of the layouts, and I'm glad I had paper to burn, so I wanted to, you know, try to use as much as I could. Isn't that terrible? Wasteful. But anyway, so I saw a layout where they did kind of fan some paper out. So that's what I copied from there. And of course, this is old Anna Griffin, K & Company, I think, K & Company, and probably old K & Company. Anyway, so that's Anna Griffin and K & Company all mixed together. But this right here was a piece of metal filigree that I had, and it's a long one, and I cut it in half this way, and then just used it to make the border there, and then used some old ribbon that I had. I think it was from TCP. I bought it at a store in Houston long ago, and there's another piece of metal there, and then a cluster of flowers, which I love, and then on this frame over here, clustered some more flowers, and again, this frame lifts up, so the picture will go underneath it. And then here again, it gives you a better view. I cut one of those long, skinny pieces of filigree just straight up the middle with my Tim Holtz scissors, and used it to make a big old corner piece. So that's how, you know, if you buy those pieces, I get them from somewhere else, but I have bought many of them from Butterby Scraps, but that's how easy they are to cut and all. Okay, and then here's some single page layouts I did that I wanted to just share with you real quick. Thank you for your patience and time. Appreciate all the comments and all that y'all leave me. It just really makes my day. And I want to get these filed away and get some pictures on them. So anyway, this was another one I turned in for the challenge. Did I mention I didn't win? What you gonna do? But anyway, there were some incredibly talented women there. But anyway, this was a stencil, and I'm gonna tell you it's Prima because I don't know any better than that. But I think it's a Prima, like a brick wall background. And then I did it with white molding paste on the page. I did it on the 2 corners. And man, I just sprayed the heck out of it with a couple of different Lindy Stamp Gang sprays. Oh my God, I love them. And then this background paper, if you can see the pretty gray texture of it, I don't know if you can or not. That was off one of those tablets I got on sale. Was it American Crafts? I don't remember. Anyway, a tablet I got on sale at Hobby Lobby. Every time they have that brand of tablets on sale. They're real artsy looking, and they just make great background papers. Anyway, so that's the gray, kind of nice cement looking. I did spray it with some Lindy's in places to give it that look, but I love this. Okay, and then that's an old Tim Holtz stamp that I used on that piece. And then you can see I just squirted some Lindy's across this page as if it's going to show once the picture's on. Okay, again, on this one you had to use a circle somewhere, her new circle cutter that she was trying to sell. So I just put the circle cutter back there because I really didn't have a need for it, but anyway, it's there. And then I used all these gears. Thank you, Karen. And then just pounds of Lindy Stamp Gang embossing powder. And then I used stamps to press in the embossing powder when it was hot. See, this one I didn't. I just used, like I used the copper embossing powder, and then I just came back on top of it and sprinkled some darker colors to get that two-tone metal look, kind of rusted metal. And then these I used the Lindy Stamp Gangs, slathered on a couple of layers, and then just stamped into it with some stamps while it was hot. Stamps come right off, doesn't ruin the stamps, but it leaves a great impression. Okay, and there's one you can kind of see close up, and there's a Tim Holtz word banner I put on there. And then this one again is a Lindy Stamp Gang embossing powder. I hope y'all can see how beautiful those colors are. Oh my gosh. Anyway, do y'all know who Kate Palmer is? Sparkly, what is it, Sparkle Tart, I think, or something? Love her work. I always think of, I kind of try to channel her when I do these things. Anyway, she's incredibly talented. Okay, and then, oh, middle of my flower fell off. I'll have to find out. Okay, here's another page I made, again, using my expressions, the die cut, the machine that die cuts from Cricut. So I cut out the word Paper Diva, sprayed it all the heck and back with a Lindy Stamp Gang. Love it. These I bought there at the at Janet's store. She has she sets up a store at the Crop, which is fabulous. But they're from Prima, and they're those sparkle centers. I hope you can see them. I love them. They're like beach color things. Anyway, I used one in there and one in there, and my center here of whatever it was fell out. So I have to find that. And then I cut some doilies out of paper, and oh look, here's some. But this is it. Hold on. It's back. Okay, so there we go. So see, they kind of cast in the colors of orange and aqua. Aren't they pretty? And again, some rayon seam binding dyed with Lindy Stamp Gang. Lindy Stamp Gang, for God's sake, call me one day and say, Molly, we'd really love you to be on the designing team. Anyway, okay. Like they're going to do that. Some crocheted lace. Probably got it from Hobby Lobby or something. And then, of course, I used some of the Bo Bunny paper for the actual background. So I love that one. And that's all I wanted to share with y'all today, because I had a whole lot of fun. Oh wait, I got one more. Hold on. This one right here, I'm probably going to change out the picture, but I was in a rush there, and this picture matched it so well. But I may be using a different picture. But this is my mother-in-law when she was young, and she's passed away now. Hope she's having fun in heaven, entertaining God, because she was wonderful. Anyway, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law when they were little. But this was some old paper from, I think it's the Oxford collection from Basic Gray, so retro looking. And I had cut out some of these Tim Holtz, if you recognize those. An old wooden clock, probably got it from Michael's. And then I used one of these pieces, which I think was from Paper Studio. And it just clips on. And I love those. And every time they go on sale half off, I buy a couple of packs because I need them. This was an old library pocket that a friend gave me years ago. Thank you. And then that slips in there. I'll be journaling or something hopefully one day. Paper Studio, just put a paper clip on there, and I just love the mixed patterns. And again, this is that paper. I don't know if I can see how firm it is. It didn't do anything to it. It's just white. That's what the paper does. And I have it popped up. But that is some good firm little paper that I buy from the art department. Strathmore, I think, is the brand. Okay, those are the layouts I wanted to share with you. Sure had fun creating them. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for the sweet comments and taking your time to watch. Please share these so as many people watch them as they can. I just love to get the comments and appreciate, y'all's time. Okay, enough blah, 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 on. Okay, y'all have fun. Let me know what y'all are doing. Bye-bye.